Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to the sixth episode of the MANTASTICAL podcast.
Six already?
Six already.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Ooh, what do you have?
I made a nice cup of hot cocoa with whipped cream. I put a marshmallow on. I toasted that marshmallow with a blowtorch.
Mm,
And I
nice.
grated some 72% cacao dark chocolate onto it.
Ooh,
And I added a bit of cinnamon. I'm going fancy.
yeah, that sounds really good. I just have green tea. I feel like I don't know, I
And
slacked.
And for when I finish my hot chocolate, I have this coconut nog.
Have you tried it yet?
I haven't tried this one specifically, but I've also had soy nog by like another company. So I assume it's just sugary milk.
Yeah,
That's all.
basically.
And for when I
Nothing wrong with
finish
some sugar
that,
milk.
I have some water because I know I'm gonna get fucking phlegmy from all the sugar.
Water is the best.
Yeah.
I've got two waters along with my green tea, which is just water with leaves soaked in it.
Yeah. Well, green tea I think is the best tea in my opinion. I think too many people drink black tea. Like green tea is so good because you get it at a nice. You don't have to boil the water to make green tea. You get it to a nice
Right.
like just like 120 or whatever. I think boiling points like
Yeah.
in the 130s for water. You get it in like the 120 region. Dave,
I
I'm making this up. I'm
I
pulling
feel
this out of my
bad that I
ass.
don't. I honestly feel bad that I don't know what temperature water boils. Like I should know that.
I don't know either. I pulled that out of my ass, Dave. I just said like, oh, maybe in like the 130s.
I thought it was like 350.
Wait, I
So
want to know the boiling point of water
are
because
you looking
otherwise,
it up?
yes, I am.
Nice. Yeah, this is actually it's more than just green tea. It's called Sacred Heart. It's like this ball of like tightly wrapped green tea leaves with orange something and jasmine flower with like an amaranth flower right in the middle.
Yeah,
It's really good.
boiling point is 212 Fahrenheit,
All
100
right, see that?
Celsius.
That's right in between both of what we thought.
Yup. Anyway,
Probably the exact average
what?
of
Yeah,
the two numbers that we gave.
what's new with you? Like, what's been going on? I know you texted me something earlier.
Yeah, I mean it's been a pretty, you know, boring week, but then today there was a fire in my house.
Ah,
It was yeah, it didn't get too crazy,
were
but it
you
was
roasting
kind of wild.
chestnuts over this?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It was downstairs. I was upstairs and my grandma was like baking brownies or something. So she thought she was burning those when the smoke alarm went off. The loudest smoke alarm I've ever heard in my life. Like I thought it was something upstairs on my end and it was all the way down in the kitchen. But turns out there was a heater in like another room next to the kitchen and the power cable melted.
Ooh.
I don't know how, but as soon as it hit the carpet after it melted, it like caught the carpet on fire and the
Ooh.
flames were like going up the wall. So I
Ooh.
threw water on it and it went out right away. It
Oh,
didn't get too crazy, but thankfully I
yeah.
was home because it would have been a lot worse.
Yeah. And thankfully it wasn't like in the wall. It wasn't like an in wall fire because that's like a fire department thing.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always been afraid of my house burning down.
I think that's a rational fear to have. You know, we only have so much shelter, and having it burned down is not fun.
No.
Especially because that starts you off from like zero. Like you lose 99% of your stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, like me, I have a box full of like my, birth certificate and social security card and like family pictures and whatnot. So if there ever is like a fire, I can grab that and run.
Right. That's smart. I honestly have no idea where any of that stuff is.
Yeah, is so.
I can't lose it if I don't know where it is, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, what's there to lose?
Exactly.
So, I'm wearing a Christmas hat, and I just want to take the time to.
Oh, wow.
I know I'm glorious. This hat is awesome. It says "Oh dear, oh dear" on it.
It's even got a pun. Oh, man. Oh, dear.
Yep. Oh,
Wow.
I want you to look at my Christmas sweater too.
That's fantastic.
It has
Don't tell me that
Santa
lights up, too. Oh, that's awesome.
Santa on a T-Rex, and it says "Merry Christmas"
That's
in the most
metal.
metal font ever.
Oh, hell yeah. That's super metal.
Yeah, I bought a lot of. I bought my cat a sweater as well, and I bought my mother a sweater and my niece a sweater, and we're like, this is gonna be the first year that we actually do like, oh, sweaters and Christmas photos and whatnot. Really, I'm just
Yeah.
distracting my mother from the fact that her daughter's dead. But like, I bought my cat's fat. I bought him a sweater, and now I'm worried about like the sweater like reverse muffin topping and like riding up his torso. Like I bought
Do
a
you have any
large.
pictures of this cat in the sweater?
No, we haven't put it on him yet. We're gonna on
Oh.
Christmas Day. We're gonna break the bad
Oh,
news to
right.
him.
Have you wrapped it? Do you have to let him, like, can he open a present?
No, but we do have some. I did get some presents for him.
Nice.
I got him like a
What'd you get?
motorized. There's like a motor on a base with like a wire attached to like a toy butterfly, and it like spins around via motor. Yeah, it's whatever.
Cool.
Yeah. So there's that.
I've
Uh,
I've always wanted like a crazy Christmas sweater, but I've never been willing to pay for one, knowing that I'll wear it once.
See, I got this for like $8, so
But
like I could
I've always
justify that for like just the.
that was $8.
Yeah,
That's a $30 sweater, easy.
I know. I could wear it out the house if I wanted. It's very
Yeah,
snazzy.
it is. The cat's pajamas.
Yeah. It, did you hear about the COVID strain in the UK that's like more contagious? And it's like, bro, are we about to do round 2? Like is 2021 going to get worse?
Who knows? I hope not.
Uh,
I
it's
have
just
hope.
it's hard to have hope, Dave. It's hard to have hope. We've been fucked hard this year. Like everyone.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
it's
which,
not been a great year.
have you seen the stimulus bill, the COVID stimulus bill that passed through Congress and then passed through the Senate? And then Trump was
I mean,
like,
I've
"Hey,
seen.
this $600 stimulus check, raise that to 2,000, or I will veto the bill."
Hmm. Yeah.
This is the first time I've agreed with Trump, I think. But yeah, he's right. And the thing is, the Democrats called his bluff because now all the Democrats are saying, "Hey, we're going to pass another bill with 2,000 through Congress." So now it's all
I'm
on Mitch
so
McConnell.
glad that they did that. Like, I was expecting them to fumble something as easy as that.
Yeah, all the pressure's on Mitch McConnell. But here's the thing: I think before we did this podcast, he like came out saying he's not going to do 2,000. So
Really?
now everyone has to go and be like, "Hey Donald, hey Trump, you gonna let Mitch punk you out like that? Come on, man, make it 4,000. Come on
Yeah.
principle, you gotta raise the price."
Yeah, he doesn't care either. He's got nothing to lose.
Yeah, it's just ego now. That being said, also
I
Trump is so popular with the Republican base. So legit, like this is just gonna hurt Mitch McConnell politically. It's gonna hurt the
Yeah, and the
Georgia off.
Republican base, the voters, they want money. Like
Yes,
they want the stimulus checks too. The only people that don't want it are the politicians.
there was polling done, and did you know only 9% of people right now are against stimulus checks? 9%. Mitch
I believe
McConnell is
it.
dying on a hill for 9% of idiots.
No, he's not standing up for that 9%. He's doing it for corporations and for the rich.
Not really though, because the bill is gives away like the fucking farm to corporations still. It's just also giving people $2,000 instead of $600.
Yeah,
Which,
he's just an evil ghoul.
by the
He
way,
gives turtles a
still
bad
isn't good
name.
enough because that's $3,200 in total for 9 months of fucking pandemic.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, but I think this is really gonna hurt those Georgia Senate Republican races. I think the Democrats might take
God,
the Senate.
if the Democrats don't win those two seats, I don't even know. Like literally, both of these candidates did insider trading related to COVID.
Yep, but
Both of them.
not just that corruption. By the way, they're being investigated too.
Kelly Loeffler's husband owns the New York Stock Exchange.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know that was something you could own. Her husband owns the New York Stock Exchange. She's the richest woman in the Senate,
Damn.
and she's against giving people $2,000 or even $1,200. Or I think she's also against the $600.
Yeah, she's
And
a
then
pull
David
your.
Perdue just won't even show up for a debate.
He's a pansy man. Who is he running
Yeah,
against?
that was hilarious. John Ossoff.
Yeah, Ossoff bodied him in their fucking debate.
Oh yeah,
Like
so hard
that's
that
what
he just
happened. Purdue winning for
like
like a
in his
first debate,
mind.
and he got bodied, and now he's just like, you know what? I
Yeah,
don't need this debate. It's all he's trying to pull a
that
Trump when Trump was like, these debates are rigged. The moderators don't like me. So in 2016, he just didn't show up for one of those debates and held a rally.
yeah, oh yeah,
But the thing is, he's
that
not.
debate.
He's not as charismatic as Trump, so he's not gonna like.
No,
It just makes him look like a
that first
bitch.
debate, that debate between them, Ossoff beat him so badly that in
So
his mind now it's better to just not show up than to show up and try to defend his position.
yeah, I mean, also because look, if your position is let's not help American people, how are you going to debate and win people? How are you going to win over American people with that position? You can't debate
I
that.
don't know. A lot of people have. Every Republican who got elected has.
Not really. Like Trump, for example, he campaigned on populism. He's a fake populist, but he did campaign on Hillary's corrupt. I'm going to bring your
Yeah,
jobs back. We're going to stop
more or
NAFTA. We're going to
less.
stop TPP. We're going to do whatever. We're going to drain the swamp.
The
But then he started,
2016 was very different though,
yeah, it was
because
very different.
now we know, like we've seen 4 years of him. Back then, I mean, every reasonable person still knew he was a villain. Every 80s movie, the villain is based on Donald Trump because he's just a national joke, like he always was.
Yeah.
And then somehow people just, I don't know, went along with him.
Well, I think the reason why he lost this time, it's not because Joe Biden is liked at all. No one really likes Joe.
No, it's
I've never
because of
met
how he
someone
handled
going,
COVID.
I like Joe's policy. It's because he fucked up so hard with the pandemic. He allowed millions of Americans to go into poverty. And his campaign strategy was just bad. It wasn't. He could have ran on the same platform he did in 2016 and won because he could have hit Joe with the same arguments that he hit Hillary
It.
with the
I don't think there's
corruption. He
anything he could have
supported
done
TPP.
to
He
win.
wants to get rid of your jobs. He could have said all that stuff about Joe, but instead he went
Yeah,
the
but
culture war and Antifa and these Black Lives Matter terrorists.
yeah. Well, he's not a smart person, first of all.
He's
But
not.
even if he had said all that about Joe, it wouldn't have worked. If COVID hadn't happened, he would have won no matter what. But I don't think there's anything he could have done to win after how he handled COVID.
I think
That's
there.
just how I feel.
I think he could have, even with the pandemic, he could have won. Just because Joe is very weak of a candidate, and Joe has a lot of flaws.
He does, but even with all that, I don't think it would have. I don't think there was any way for him to win.
Yeah, well,
But
I mean, yeah,
you know, he
it's up in
didn't.
the
So
air. Who cares?
yeah,
Anyway,
I'm
Nina
happy he
Turner.
didn't.
Nina Turner running in Ohio.
Yeah, that's amazing.
America's sister, Nina Turner.
Nina Turner,
Uh,
maybe 2028.
no, she could go in 2024 if she wants. She was a senator, so she has all the credentials to become president.
How long is
Especially
the
because
Congress
Congress is.
term?
See, I'm not sure like when. All right, so I'm not sure when her race would be, if it's for like 2022 or if it's no, because then she'd be
Um,
campaigning for 2 years straight. I don't think she's starting this early. I think it's because the lady whose seat she's going for is being drafted
oh
into
yeah,
Joe's
Marcia Fudge.
administration.
I love her name. Such a fun name, Marcia Fudge.
But she's going to work with the Biden administration, so I'm not sure if that
Right.
means they're having an election like this year in like 6 months or whatever. I'm not sure how this
Yeah,
works.
I don't know how that works.
But I think she'll be done in 2024, even if not like, you know, she'll run as a congressperson in 2024. By the way, I don't think that's. I think she would have to run again in 2022 to get reelected for Congress. Because there aren't. I don't.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that
We're
makes sense.
I'm bad with like term limits. I don't understand the
Yeah, me
numbers.
too.
But
All I know is president is 4 years.
yeah, look, she could run in 4 years because she was a senator. She's about to be a congresswoman because she has all the support behind her. She has all the leftist support. She has Bernie Sanders behind her, Mondaire Jones, all the new members of the squad, plus the old members of the squad. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
she's the greatest.
I'm sure she could
Like,
pick off a lot of establishment folks just because the fact that black woman. She could really make that case, and they'll have to be in favor of her. Otherwise, she could say,
yeah,
"Oh,
because they'll be
against
racist and
progress."
sexist.
Yeah,
That's right.
but
Yeah, I
yeah.
want her as president.
Also, if the media tries to pull some bullshit in 2024, if she runs like, "Oh, she doesn't have the experience," the media hyped up
Mm-hmm.
Mayor fucking Pete, a mayor from South Bend, Indiana, saying, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
look at him. He's clearly a contender. A mayor, a fucking
Yeah.
mayor." But somehow someone who was a senator doesn't have the experience to be president. Also, have you seen our past president, our recently past president, Donald Trump? He had
You
no
mean the game show
experience.
host?
Yes. It doesn't give a. Who gives a fuck about experience? Just run. Oh, Dave, Dave, hold on. I heard about this like 5 minutes before our podcast. Andrew Yang. Apparently, he filled out paperwork to run for mayor in New York, of New York City.
Hmm. Interesting.
I'm excited for it.
Better
Fuck
than
de
the current
Blasio.
one, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not affected by de Blasio. I
Yeah,
don't
I
live in the
agree with
city,
that.
but I want to see
I
him
don't know how I
lose.
feel about Yang anymore.
Look, I know he's better than 90% of
Oh, he
politicians
froze
out
up.
there. Uh,
You're frozen.
It's okay. We're good. We're good. We can make it through this.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Wait a minute. I didn't catch any of that.
Good. Can you see me? I'm rocking back and forth. No.
I can hear you, but you're still frozen. Oh, now you just moved.
Am I good? I'm rocking back and
You're
forth.
like 120p. The quality
Oh, am I? Oh, that's
has
gross.
taken a hit.
That's gross. But am I moving? Am I lagging?
Yeah, now you're moving.
Okay.
Some lag, but I can hear you. You're moving.
Okay.
But I missed everything you said.
Andrew Yang. Yes, he's been wishy-washy on certain things, and I don't agree with him on certain things. But he's better than 98% of politicians out there. I'll put it like this. I would trust Andrew Yang before I trust Elizabeth Warren. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't even fucking like Elizabeth Warren anymore. She stabbed us in the back like 4 times now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. When he turned around and like got a CNN job, that's when I was a little bit like,
I know that seems weird, but I will let that slide. I'm more likely to fucking hold the grudge against Tulsi. Because remember how Project Veritas came out and did their fucking weird thing? And she was like,
yeah,
oh, look at how credible Project Veritas is. And it's like, Tulsi, no, you're literally just ruining your Stop it, Tulsi. We're
yeah,
trying to like
yeah.
you.
She kind of. I'm totally off of her now.
I am too. I mean, she's not. Yeah, she's not even a politician anymore because she lost her congressional seat.
Yeah, I think she just didn't run because she was running for president.
Yeah, I don't think she was able to run because she was running for president. Wait, no. No, I think she could have run because Bernie ran in the Senate for his Senate seat and for president
Yeah,
simultaneously.
I
And Bernie
think
crushed.
I think
Bernie
she could have,
landslided.
but she. I'm pretty sure she didn't run though.
Yeah, I don't think she ran.
But yeah, I'm just really disappointed in her.
Yeah. We really need to unseat fucking Elizabeth Warren because fuck her, man. 2
Yeah, but there
elections in a row,
like
she's fucking dicked us deeply.
yeah, but there are worse people than her,
I don't trust her,
like
Dave. She's literally flip flopped
Nancy
too
Pelosi.
many. Yes, Nancy Pelosi is undoubtedly worse. But Elizabeth Warren, you can't fucking trust her. There's zero trust to be had. Because look,
I
yes,
don't
she
know. I
did the
trust her more than zero.
yes, she did the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, but she also likes to try to play games and appease the centrist and corporatists sometimes, which is a useless game to play because they're always going to hate her because she did the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. So she's trying to
Yeah,
play the 3D chess move where she wins over favor with the fucking
yeah, and she's not good at it.
yeah, but she's not going to win over favor because they hate her guts. They're using her to stab the left in the back. Same with AOC right now. Actually, AOC, she's not calling for a general strike or anything. She's not calling for a vote on Medicare for all, even though she can go to Nancy Pelosi and say, "Hey, we're going to vote on Medicare for all in the House. Otherwise, we're not going to vote for you to be our leader in Congress anymore."
Yeah,
And
I don't.
AOC is saying, "No, we have to vote for her because if we don't vote for her, then we're going to get someone else who doesn't support Medicare for all to not have a vote on Medicare for all." It's AOC trying to
Yeah,
carry favor with Nancy
well, I
Pelosi.
disagree entirely with that logic.
Yeah,
But
force Nancy Pelosi because she's not gonna help the left all of a sudden because we're nice to her. She's gonna take our help and be like, okay, thank you, and go fuck your mother.
yeah, she's awful. Pelosi. I
I'm just
love
really
AOC.
upset with AOC lately and the rest of the squad because I don't see them fighting for it either.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly haven't been paying too much attention recently.
Yeah.
It's all gotten to be a lot. And the last week, I basically didn't watch any news, but I was on Twitch a lot.
Ooh.
Some wild and wholesome and uplifting stuff went down.
Cyberpunk 2077? Are you talking about the
Mm-mm.
glitches and the unfinished product that is
No,
Cyberpunk?
it was so there was Thankmas. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's like a whole bunch of streamers stream for charity, and they raised like I don't know something like 5 million altogether
Oh, that's what's
for a
up.
bunch of different charities. It was awesome, and I've definitely mentioned her before. Do you know Alana Pierce?
Alana Pierce. Yes, vaguely.
Yeah, she was doing
She's an
like a
e-girl.
charity bomb stream. No, she's not an e-girl.
No.
She's very much not an e-girl.
Does she have
um,
pink hair,
she's
Dave?
no, she doesn't.
Does she have any color hair that is non-natural?
It's white.
Is she 77?
No, she's 26.
So she probably dyed her hair.
Yeah.
Okay, so check one in the e-girl box. Does she
Okay. You
show a
don't
lot
even
of
know.
does she show cleavage, Dave?
Literally never
Never. Okay.
because
Okay.
of trolls.
Okay.
She is now a writer for Sony Santa Monica, writing video games. She's been in video game journalism for like the past 15 years.
Oh,
Very much not an e-girl.
15 years? She's been doing
Anyway,
this since she was 11? You said she was
no,
26.
okay, maybe
Yeah,
10
no.
years.
Since she was 16,
I'm
Dave?
bad with
I
time.
know.
Time doesn't exist. It's all made up. Um,
I wonder if
but
there's ever been
anyway,
like a fucking as the police are kicking down a door to fucking like a Nambla fucking associate and he's
oh
like
God,
time isn't a thing, it's a man-made construct
no, okay,
as he's
so
throwing
time
fucking hard drives into the bathtub.
time doesn't exist, but age does. Okay. Anyway, she was given like I think I don't know how it worked exactly. I think some company or some charity thing gave her like a bunch of money to like go and give to all these people. So
Yeah,
she would drop into other people's streams, donate like $1,000, $2,000, and like her entire chat would go and raid them, and then she would just go along. And this one that she hit, uh, it just blew up, and I started following them, and like a whole community grew. They basically had like no fan base, like 5 people, and now they have like 5,000 followers and just a really good, solid community.
that's what's
And
up.
it was like a period of 4 days where they were streaming and like all the same people were in the chat, and they did a 24-hour stream, and I just lost track of time. It was so cool.
Yeah,
It was like so wholesome, and they had a goal. They're called the Smoking Dragons on Twitch, and on YouTube they do a Pokemon D&D podcast type thing.
ooh,
It's pretty awesome. Um, they had a goal of $500 originally, and then Alana donated 2,000, and over the course of like the next 5 days, they ended up raising $18,000.
ooh.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I was also in a stream like a few days ago. This anime YouTuber I like, his YouTube name is Tekking101, and he talks about One Piece, and he does this yearly stream for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And in his
Nice.
stream, he does it for 8 hours. In his stream, he set the goal for like $8,000 originally because last year I think he got like 4,000 or maybe like 6,000. So he was like,
Hmm.
"All right, let's try and, raise a bit more money." So
Yeah.
he said for 8,000, and like 6 hours, maybe like 5 hours into the stream, they were at like 10,000. Like
Oh
we
wow.
we got it to 10,000 in donations, and then he was like, "Wow, guys, we're doing really well, and like donations aren't even slowing down that much." And then eventually we got it to 11,000, and he was like, "Wow, I'd be surprised if we got to 12." And then we got it to 12, and he's like, "All right, guys, I'm gonna stay here and see if we can get it to 13, and then I'm gonna leave it at that." We got to 13,000, and then I think maybe we got to like 14,000 on stream. Like he was like, "All right, guys, I'm gonna sit in this chair, even though I've been here for 8 hours now, even though it's 9 o'clock and I want to go home. I'm gonna stay here until we get
Hmm.
to 14,000." And we got to like 14,000, and right now I think it's at like $15,600. So
Nice.
yeah, and that's just one dude. Like he did a lot of fucking donations. So
Yeah, that's wild. That's awesome.
yeah, these charity streams are a lot of fun to be in.
Yeah, it really makes me want an audience, and I want to stream like exclusively for charity. I'm
Yeah,
not even like I'm so afraid of doing anything live, but like I would do it for charity.
my thing is like I'm afraid of doing something live and fucking not shutting down the live properly and then going to jerk off
Yeah.
afterwards. and, and it's
Yeah.
speaking of which, Dave, do I have a story for you?
Oh boy.
So, like a week ago, my niece got sick. A week ago, my niece got
Hmm.
sick with like a cold, and eventually, because we live in a small apartment, I got the cold too. And it was a pretty bad cold. Like it fucking sucked. I was achy. Usually with colds, I'll get over them in like a day. Like I'll be fucking. I have a really
Hmm.
good immune system
That's
usually.
fast.
Yeah, I
Takes
know.
me like 2 weeks.
Usually I'm fucking. I'm up and at 'em after a few hours. But I felt achy and just gross, and I was leaking fluids down my nose. It was just bad for like 3 days straight. But I found this Dollar General cough medicine in my closet, because that's where I keep like my toothbrush. Like I have a shelf in my closet. I keep my toothbrush because it's electric. And I keep like just random stuff, deodorant and whatnot. And I had cold medicine in my closet. I took it,
Hmm.
and I don't know what kind of drug it was. It wasn't like pseudoephedrine or any of the ones that I'm used to. It was just this weird fucking drug, and it made my stomach hurt. I got terrible stomach cramps, like just awful. But I kept taking the medicine because it was helping relieve the cold. So I had to deal with the stomach cramps.
So the stomach cramps were more preferable than the cold symptoms.
Yeah, because like my throat was hurt. It was like a post nasal drip and my runny
Mm,
nose, and
I
my throat
hate
was
that.
sore for a few days. It was gross. It was fucking awful. So 3 or 4 days later, I'm feeling good amount better. Like I'm just now getting over the achiness. My body doesn't feel as fatigued. So I'm like, I'm up late, and it's just like, it's been a few days since I did something. Uh,
Hmm.
so you know, there's my meat, and then I just went, you know, you get what I'm saying, Dave?
Yeah. At first, I thought you meant like literally you just punched it, and I was like, "What?" But no, yeah, okay, I got you. I get what you're saying.
Okay. Anyway, I was going hard for like, a good bit of time, and I was like, all right, it's time to, wrap up this session. And like,
Hmm.
I kept going, and I was just like, okay, 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 now it's gonna come, and, it's gonna.
I That's hilarious. I have a
but,
story very
but
similar.
like, I kept doing it, and like, eventually, like, I went Super Saiyan, and I was just like, like, trying to get it out, but I couldn't wrap up the session properly, Dave.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is weird. Maybe my body is just still fatigued somehow. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to just go lay down with this massive rod that I have. So I went to bed. And the next morning, I tried again. And I just couldn't. and I was trying to wrap up the session, and I couldn't. I couldn't
That's so
wrap
funny.
up. Like, it just wasn't happening. So I
Yeah.
was like, clearly there's something wrong here, but let's give it another day. So I
Hmm.
tried the next day, and I kid you not, like, nothing really happened except the smallest, like 3 drops of a liquid, maybe, like,
Oh wow.
to wrap up the session. So
Interesting.
I think the fucking drugs that I've
To
been
wrap up
taking,
this session,
yeah,
I'm gonna use that phrase
I
from now on.
I think the drugs that I've been taking, like, affected my ability to, conclude my
Yeah, that's you are the only other person I've heard that that's happened to, but it happens to me too.
I think it was just the drugs, or it could have been sickness. I mean, I haven't tried again yet,
Yeah,
but like I
I
need.
found that out years ago. When I take Dayquil or NyQuil, there's an ingredient in them. I forgot which one. I looked it up, and it causes delayed ejaculation in some people. I'm one of those people,
Ah, no, but
and it's
seriously,
awful.
I googled it to see if it was like a natural thing. Apparently, it's kind of rare. Like, I mean, I guess it's
Yeah.
rare for like a natural, for it to happen naturally, I guess. But I'm not sure if it's that rare of it
Oh,
to happen like when it's drug induced or whatever.
when I looked it up, it's pretty rare, I think, if I remember correctly. It was like 2012 or 11 because I was with my girlfriend at the time when we figured it out.
I mean,
She
like,
thought there was something wrong with her, and I was like, "No, are you kidding me?"
yeah, no, it's just not happening for some reason. I get to the
Yeah,
peak and then I start coming back down without actually
yeah,
going over the summit or whatever.
exactly. That's so funny.
No, Dave,
Yeah,
I
it's
got so
Dayquil and
scared though.
NyQuil that do it for me.
I got so. I mean, it might be a smart strategy for me. Like, if I ever need to, like,
It's not good though.
it's not good. It's terrible. It's an awful
It's like
feeling.
I don't know about you, but I'm not as
Dave, think about going to the bathroom
solid.
and shitting halfway and then, like, stopping and then just going and then just leaving and going about your day. Or, like,
Oh
cut
God,
off a piss midstream and then just go fucking
I
do
hate doing
emails
that.
or whatever.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, exactly. It's so unsatisfying. It's the worst
Yeah,
feeling.
that's why I don't take Dayquil or NyQuil ever anymore, even if I have a cold, because it's
Yeah,
not worth it.
I don't think I'm ever gonna take that stuff again because it. I was worried, Dave. I thought my area was broken.
Yeah, just Google cough medicine or cold medicine and delayed ejaculation, and I guarantee you'll find stuff about it.
That's what I did. I found stuff. There's a weird name for it. I can't remember it. It starts with like an A, but yeah, it's it was definitely a weird
That's
experience.
wild.
Because Dave, like, I just kept trying because I'm like, what am I gonna do? Lay down with a giant boner?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, I guess I'm laying down with a giant boner. I got. What am I gonna do? Nothing's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah,
I'm very happy to hear that.
dude, you
I've never
shouldn't
met
be. It was
someone
a
else
miserable
who
experience.
yeah, but I've been through it too.
I know. It's just,
Only with Dayquil and NyQuil. I've
yeah,
taken Advil cold and sinus, didn't do it. I've taken Tylenol cold and flu, didn't do it. Only Dayquil and NyQuil for me.
yeah. I don't
What
think
kind?
I'm.
It was a store brand one for you.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I could find it.
I'm gonna grab my Dayquil and NyQuil that I have from like 4 years ago that I don't take.
Okay, here it is. For let's see. For those of you wondering at home, there we go. It's cheap, disgusting garbage. See it, Dave?
My face is in front of the. Oh, yeah, DG Health.
Disgusting. Disgusting dollar store brand cold medicine. Acetaminophen. Acetaminophen. Whatever.
Acetaminophen.
Acetaminophen? I
Yeah,
don't know.
acetaminophen. Does it have dextromethorphan
Yup.
and phenylephrine?
Yup.
So it's exactly the same as Dayquil and Nyquil.
Gross.
And that's one of those three ingredients. I don't remember which one is the one that does it.
And this does. It has a night daytime and a nighttime version. So
Yep. Wow. So that's the same stuff. That's funny.
yeah.
That is too cool. I'm so, like, as weird as it sounds, I'm so happy to hear that.
No, I'm glad this happened to someone else and it wasn't just me. Because I was
Yeah. I've literally never met someone else who, whichever ingredient, it does that too. But I know it's not just us two because I did Google it back then.
yeah. I'm just glad I didn't have to go to a doctor to explain
Yeah.
what's going on. Because okay, so like doctors, here's the thing. Yeah, they're supposed to like stick a finger in you to check your prostate. Yeah, you should go to them if you have sexual like transmitted diseases. But still, talking about weirdly like sexual things like with a doctor, even though it's a medical setting and there's nothing sexual about it, it's just creepy. You know what I mean?
I think that's what makes it creepy, is the fact that it's a medical setting with nothing sexual about it. I'd rather it be like candlelit,
Yeah,
a nice sensual affair.
yeah.
I'd be a lot more relaxed.
They have OnlyFans girls sudsing up their bosoms. Oh, daddy, you should really get your prostate checked. That looks swollen.
Oh God. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I
Uh,
think it's also the fact that it's like a stranger most of the time.
yeah.
Because I've never had like a doctor that I've gone to for a long time and known, really. So it's always a stranger, which is super weird for me.
I mean, all right. So the last doctor I went to him like 4 times in my life. Like I don't go to the doctor often because I just don't really. Um,
Yeah,
but
same.
he's such a stoic man that it's just like, do I really want to bring things up to him? Like, should I really mention that like there's been blood coming out? By the way, when I was younger,
What?
hold on. When I was younger, that just reminded me. Like, I was like, being a young man, doing young man things,
Mm-hmm.
and when it came to wrap up those young man things, there would be some blood in the final product.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, it
Oh
was fucking
God.
scary. It was scary.
Oh,
I think
that
it
yeah.
I
That's a
think I maybe
nightmare.
was like 17 and it was the first time that like I was like, "Hey ma, you could hang back in the waiting room. I'll talk to the doctor myself."
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, that was fucking wild.
Was everything all right? Like,
I mean,
I mean, you don't have to get into it if you don't want to.
I'm pretty sure it worked out fine. I don't really remember what happened. It's kind of a blur.
That's wild. That's scary. Every time I pee, I'm afraid there's going to be blood, even though there's like no reason for there to be. I'm just like,
Yeah.
one of these days.
I mean, cuz well, blood in your piss doesn't that usually mean like, "Oh, you have a kidney stone somewhere." And it's like slicing
I think
into
it can, it definitely can mean that. I don't know. It can probably also mean other stuff. No matter what, though, it's not good. It's,
Yeah.
I think, always bad.
I mean, yeah, yeah. So that was a good 15 minutes of talk.
Yeah, that's fun. I don't even know how we got
Yeah.
there.
So What are you doing for Christmas?
Not much. Just going over my parents. Um, they live like 20 minutes away from me,
That's
and just
nice.
hanging out with them, and that's it.
That's nice.
Which is how I like it, honestly, just the three of us. Because like all the other years, there's so many. Well, not really so many people. It's not that many, but it's like I don't know, 12 to 15 people, and a lot of small children. Because there are a few people on my dad's side of the family that have like 3 to 10 kids,
3 to 10. That's so. Why do?
like each.
Oof.
It's awful. I hate it. But yeah, it's nice to just have 3 people instead of a bunch.
I don't understand the people who have more than like 3 kids.
I don't either. I honestly don't understand even having one, but that's just me. I would adopt.
I mean, I don't understand having one, but I kind of have to understand having one because I'm raising my niece now. Uh,
Yeah,
I wouldn't have a kid of my own because that's just not something that jives with me. But my
yeah, I
niece is
wouldn't either.
awesome. I think she's the only kid I really enjoy, but I think that's because like my sister had her and like I got to sort of before me sort of raising her with my mother single-handedly or by our two selves. We got to sort of test the waters a bit by just being grandmother and uncle. So now
Hmm.
it's a little easier than like, oh fuck, I have an actual huge responsibility that's solely mine. So it's like,
Yeah,
but my niece is
yeah,
awesome.
there are some cool kids.
But like 10 kids, like those people, like Mormons have a lot of kids, I think. Those people freak me out
Yeah, they do.
cuz it's like, "Oh, we just had a fourth going in for another." And it's like, "Why? Why? Do you know how much
Yeah,
money that cost? Kids are fucking
the
pricey."
only time I think it's okay to have 10 kids is if they're I almost said octuplets, but that would be 8. Whatever 10 kids all at the same time is.
Even
Decotuplets.
10 kids all at the same time. I can't how
Remember Octomom?
Yes, but like that's why. All right, so 10 kids at the same time. The kids might as well just burst out of the mother's stomach like the
Yeah,
alien
it would
out
be
of
a
the
horror
dude's
movie.
chest.
I don't know if 10 has ever happened, honestly. I know 8 has because there's Octomom, Nadia Suleiman.
Can so there's weird scientific things where like you could create test tube babies and whatnot, but can you like force create twins? Is that something we have the scientific know-how of? I mean, we cloned a
Asking the
fucking
wrong
sheep.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can clone most things. I mean, we can definitely clone people. I think we just don't. Although I think there is one. I don't know. I think I read something, but I don't know if I was dreaming or not. Dreams, reality. What's the difference?
Ethic ethically, what do you think of cloning people? Do you think it's like an ethical thing?
I mm, I think it's. I think it depends.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I think if 2 people want to clone a person to have a child, I don't see why not. Because it's not like literally going to be an exact copy. It's not like sci-fi cloning. It's
Yeah.
just creating a new person like from someone else's cells or something.
Yeah. Well, aside from the
So
sheep that like died fucking like what? It died shortly after being cloned,
yeah, I
right?
don't I don't remember. Yeah, I think it might have.
I mean,
They've done it since then though.
yeah, but all right, so looking at it, like when they cloned the sheep, it didn't come out like ah like it wasn't in pain as it was being
No,
cloned.
it's not
So
like an abomination.
yeah, it wasn't like the blob or anything. It
Yeah.
seems like you'd just be creating what is essentially a twin. because it's not like the clone is going to be the exact same person, because the things that
Right.
dictate people are life experiences usually. So it's going to have the same genetic makeup, kind of. So it's going to be like a twin. I mean,
Yeah, I think a
granted,
twin
I'm very
based
dumb
on
and not a scientist, so I
right.
don't know what I'm
Me
talking
too.
about.
Based on my extremely limited scientific knowledge, a twin sounds like the closest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think a company should be able to just clone people like Ancestry.com and stuff. If you send them your DNA, they own it unless that's changed. But last I looked into it, that's how it works. They own it and they can do whatever they want. So, like, technically, they could clone you. I
So
don't think that's okay.
ancestry, they collect their they get their DNA through spit, right? Or saliva.
Yeah,
Has has anyone ever sent like another spit like substance, do you
I
think?
don't know. Maybe there's some trolls out there. I'm sure somebody would do it.
Oh guys, I thought the wrong substance, my mistake. Or send like
Yeah.
a stool sample.
Oh God.
Yeah. So Futurama, I fucking love Futurama. It's my favorite adult sitcom, like adult
Hmm.
cartoon sitcom thing. Do you do you know you would know Futurama, right? You know like the basic story kind of.
I've I watched a lot of it when I was younger, but I haven't seen it in years. But I do love it.
So you know how Fry gets to the future, right? How he ends up cryogenically frozen for like 1,000 years.
I don't remember how it happened.
Well, it's there's like a company that freezes people. Do you think that should be allowed if we had the technology to allow people to freeze themselves and then be thawed in a certain amount of time?
I don't see why not.
See, the
But
the
I also think assisted suicide should be legal. So, you know,
true, true.
I think they're pretty similar because if you freeze yourself, who knows what you're going to wake up to.
Your assisted suicide thing reminded me of something. So I've been thinking about the death penalty a good bit, because just like on principle, I'm against it because I'm against the
Me
government
too.
killing people, as well as statistically, we get 4% the wrong people. We get we
Yeah,
kill 4% of innocent people with the death
right.
penalty. So we have to just be against it. Otherwise, you're for
That
state
right there
sanctioned
is
murder.
absolutely reason enough to stop it. Yeah, that's insane. Like, even one innocent person being killed is enough to say, no, shut it down.
On
That's
top of,
so crazy.
yeah, on top of it also being possibly what I would say unconstitutional. Fuck, sorry. I would say it's unconstitutional because in the Constitution we have protections against cruel and unusual
Inhumane.
punishments.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yep.
So I I think saying like, hey, we're gonna kill you, but we're not gonna tell you the day. But even if you told them the day, saying, hey, we're gonna kill you in a certain period of days, I feel like that's cruel. And that's a weird, unusual. That's yeah, cruel and weird way of punishing someone.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm totally against it.
Yeah, I saw a video like 2 days ago of I'm very interested in prisons lately. I've been watching. I told you about Sean Atwood. He's a guy who went to prison for like he was an ecstasy kingpin in Arizona, and he's
Yeah.
fucking English. So he's like, oh, oh, we sold ecstasy in bloody cheerio hell. Pip pip, whatever. I don't know how to do an English person.
That was spot on.
Yeah, and John Lennon and Paul McCartney and Ringo. He was the real star of the Beatles. That's my English person.
Was that is that a pun because his name is Ringo Starr? Because that's
I
how I
wasn't
took
making
it.
that.
And
I wasn't
it's
making that pun. I
oh
just
man, That it was so good. It wasn't even intended.
But he talked about like a lot of the abuses that he saw in prison, and like just as like a human rights activist, I'm just like, hey, we should really talk about like prisoners more, because even if they are, murderers and fucking rapists, like I don't think it's I don't think we should have a society where the punishment is you go to prison and you're beaten and raped by inmates, and you're also beaten and raped by guards, and you're treated as lesser than human.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. The I don't know if this is a fact. I would imagine it is though, that the majority of people that come out of prison come out worse because of how prison is.
I would say that from what
Like,
I've heard about prison. So what happens is young kids will go into prison for like some stupid shit, like weed or fucking some small drug crime,
yeah,
and they'll go to prison
had a
for a
couple
long
mushrooms.
while, and say they're white kids,
Mm-hmm.
for example. They go to prison for a long while. They now get put down a dark road because they get involved with skinheads and white supremacists and neo-Nazis or whatnot. So to
Yeah.
be a part of that gang with just like a group of people where you can belong, you fucking get a swastika tattooed on your face. So clearly, you're gonna get out of prison. Life's not gonna get better with a swastika tattooed on your face.
No,
So you go
it's
back
only
to
gotten
doing
worse.
crime shit to make ends meet, and then you end up back in prison again.
Yep.
That's roughly the timeline of like things that happen in prison.
I forgot it's called the recidivism rate, and I always forget if recidivism means you go out of prison and stay out, or you go out and go back in. I don't remember which
It's
one it is.
it's go out and go back in. It's like relapsing.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
re-entering a prison.
It's like a super high recidivism rate in this country because of
Yes,
how we treat prisoners.
yes,
It's
and
disgusting.
I think there's also like people who haven't gone to prison and don't know people who've gone to like prison or jail or done illegal shit. Like Republicans, I see a lot of them going like, "Oh, well, he broke a law, broke a criminal," but it's like you don't know about the war on drugs and how that's affected black and brown and poor communities, and how that's pretty
A
much
lot of them
forced
just don't
people's
care, though.
hands into breaking the law. But people should, how do I say this? People look at criminals, quote unquote, and say, oh, clearly they're just terrible people through and through because they're criminals. They committed a
Hmm.
crime. But they never go deeper and look at the actual crime committed and realize that a lot of those crimes are bullshit, because it's like, hey, a kid got caught with an ounce of weed and now he's doing fucking 5 years in prison.
Yeah.
Or a kid fucking had fucking mushrooms or whatever and now he's doing 10 years or whatever. It's I think it's very stupid that criminals are looked down upon without truly looking at their crimes. Like, yeah, there are people who should be in prison for a long time. There are a lot of psychopaths. There are a lot of John Wayne Gacy's and Jeffrey Dahmers who should be locked away from society. But like a kid, like with
Yeah,
pot,
and they're Republican senators and congressmen.
yeah. Well, no, no, no. Let's be fair. The Democratic senators and congressmen are also corrupt and should be in jail.
Yes, they are corrupt criminals, and the Republicans are psychopathic death cult murderers.
Yup. With the exception of Joe Manchin. He's a blue dog Democrat who's
Oh,
also a psychopathic
yeah,
or fucking dick
yeah,
face.
he's a Republican. He needs to just change. I was thinking about this. Were you? Am I interrupting you?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I was ranting about
um,
human rights. Go ahead.
I was thinking about this the other day. Is it a controversial statement to say that Donald Trump is worse than Charles Manson?
Hmm.
because they're both white supremacists. They both want to start a race war. Uh, People died because of Charles Manson, but he didn't directly kill anybody. Way more people died because of Donald Trump, and he didn't directly kill anybody.
Hmm.
So it's like the same, but also Donald Trump is worse, right? In my opinion. You know what I mean? They're both cult leaders.
Did you know Charles Manson put out like a music album? He wanted to be a musician.
I didn't know that.
It's
I believe
trash.
it.
He's not a good musician.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, isn't he dead by the way? Didn't he die a few years ago?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's lovely. Um,
Thankfully.
the creepy part I found about Manson was the lonely fucking whores that were like trying to marry him while he's in prison and still has a swastika carved into his forehead and is still
Yeah,
very much a
there's
he
some.
was married when he died. Some stupid bitch married him. And I hope she
Yeah,
hears this. You're a
there
stupid
are
bitch. You married
people.
a serial killer.
Yeah. Can you imagine if she's like one of our audience?
I hope. All right, well, Dave, we lost a listener. That's 25% of our
That's
listener
worth it.
base. We get like 4 views.
Worth it.
Yeah.
um. Oh, there are people who to this day deny that he was a white supremacist.
There are people to this day that deny Elvis did drugs.
Sure, I think that's more arguable than Charles Manson being a white supremacist.
There are people who
Even though,
deny.
yeah, Elvis definitely did drugs. He was a drug addict.
Yeah. There are people that deny that the government did 9/11. Get crazy with it. I don't actually believe that. 9/11 was not an
there are
inside job.
people. There are people who say the Earth is round. Do you believe these morons?
People said we went
Flat
to the
Earth, baby.
moon,
Space is fake.
but
We live under a dome.
I didn't see any pictures of the moon. All I saw was a studio in Hollywood.
Educational avatar, reality, training, habitat, Earth.
People say that water is good for you, but I think it's turning the freaking frogs gay.
I think so.
I mean,
I started
my
drinking
body is
water and my
72%
hair grew
water.
long.
I'm not gay.
But you are a frog.
Imagine if those were the only options for human biology, and that's why that fucking pastor looks like that. You could be
Oh,
yay,
God.
or you could be a frog, and he chose frog.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what that man is. Kenneth Copeland,
I mean
a
that could be what
demon.
fucking Mitch McConnell chose. You could be gay, or you could be a fucking tortoise.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so upsetting. I love turtles, and he gives them such a bad name.
He looks like Franklin, the fucking cartoon turtle.
He really does.
Uh,
It's crazy. Like,
I've
I've
never
never
seen
seen a person look as much like a turtle.
a man with less chin than him. He only has a mouth and a neck. He doesn't have a
Yeah.
chin. Uh, Fuck
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell.
What a
He's
guy.
terrible.
He's the worst. I think he's the Palpatine of the US government currently.
Yeah,
The
it's
Sheev Palpatine.
it's just the dark force
Not the
energy
Ray
keeping him alive.
Palpatine. Yeah, exactly.
Do you think Donald Trump is going to run
When
in
he finally,
2024?
I don't think so.
I think he
I think he's
might.
going to start up a TV station.
Here's the thing.
He doesn't want to be president.
I think he does though, because ego-wise and power-wise, like he fucking yearns for that.
All he wants he wants to be loved, and he wants TV ratings. If he starts a TV station, he'll have nobody telling him what to do. He'll have all of his cult watching him, and loving him. That's all he wants. I think that's what he's going to do. And it's going to be the worst thing, worse than his presidency.
I think
It'll be
he wants
bad.
to run in 2024, but I have a feeling. So here's the thing. Hillary Clinton, her approval rating went down during, like, after she lost the election. It kept going down because she wouldn't leave the public eye. Unlike say George Bush, who, when he stopped being president, he left the public eye, and now Democrats were going, "Oh, George Bush, remember the good times we had?" And his
Mm-hmm.
image has somewhat been, cleaned up a bit, and he's gotten more
Yeah,
favorable.
so crazy.
He's
A
viewed
war
more
criminal.
favorably because he left
He's
the
just a
public eye
goofy
in
grandpa who
absence.
paints.
Yeah, but he's viewed more favorably than when he left office because, absent makes the heart grow fond or some horse shit. Hillary Clinton didn't take a moment to leave the
I
public eye. She kept going on fucking interviews and saying, Russia caused me to lose. Jill Stein, Bernie Sanders, Gary Johnson,
yeah.
rigged, whatever. She said
Yeah,
all of this
she
stuff.
not once has she taken any responsibility in her loss.
Yeah, and she never left the public eye to revitalize her image a bit.
She
So
went
that's
into
why
the
her
woods
approval
for a
rating is
couple
still.
months, to be fair.
Yeah, but that wasn't
There were a
long enough.
couple months where she was wandering around in the woods.
Wasn't
I
long
wish she
enough.
had just stayed there.
Here's the thing. I think if Trump keeps doing this election is fraudulent, it's fraudulent election and blah 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 and fake news and Fox is horseshit. This is why I only watch One America's News Network, great people, great people. And he gets, whatever. He gets Tucker Carlson to, like,
Tucker Carlson.
yeah. If he gets him to give him preferable coverage, even that wouldn't help Trump because after a while people are gonna go, dude, you lost, cut the shit. Like, even his supporters will eventually turn on him a little bit if he doesn't say, like, all right, we lost, but
I
we're gonna come
don't
back.
know.
If he keeps going fraudulent, he's gonna sound like a whiny child because he is.
Yeah, they don't care. They're a literal cult. Like he'll lose some, but he has a cultist base that will never leave.
I know, but I'm not sure if his base is enough to give him an
It's
election.
not.
I mean, it's not enough to give him an
It's
election.
definitely not.
But
We
even,
just
like,
saw that this
yeah,
last election.
we did. But, like, even regular Republicans are gonna just turn on him and just dislike him immensely if he doesn't leave the public eye to have his image fucking, you know, cleaned by having, the absence
He's
there or
in.
whatever.
He's not going to leave the public eye. He's incapable of it.
I know, and that's why his approval rating is probably going to keep going down. People are going to view him lesser and less favorably. Um, yeah, I think that's the
Yeah,
thing that's going to happen.
I don't think he's going to run, largely because of what you just said.
I think he might try to run, and he'll get like 8% in the fucking primary. He might lose the primary. Nah, he could. He'll probably
He'd get
stomp the
the
primary. I
yeah.
think he might actually
He'd
win the
get the
primary
nomination
handily, but I don't
so
think he'll
easily.
win the. I don't think he'll win the presidency.
Only if Joe Biden is the absolute worst.
I don't think Joe's gonna run for a second term because Joe will be 82.
No, I don't think he is either. I think Kamala is going to run in 24.
This is why we need Nina Turner to run in 24 as well, because they're gonna pull the
Damn
old.
right.
If it's anyone else, if it's Andrew Yang running against fucking Kamala, they're gonna pull the he's a man. If it's fucking even if it was Ro Khanna, who's a brown congressman, they'll pull, he's a man and sexist because running against Kamala. We need a black woman to run against a black woman to just be better. Because Nina will
They'll
body. Nina
they'll
will.
still call her racist.
Yeah, they will. Nina
They'll
will
say, "Oh,
fucking
you,"
body Kamala. Because
because
Nina is.
because
Nina doesn't
Kamala
give a shit.
is
She doesn't give a shit
Kamala's
about being
what,
nice.
half
Sorry.
Indian, right?
Half. Yeah, I think half Indian.
so that they'll be like, no, you're racist.
Yeah.
How dare you? This multiracial woman, she's better.
Yeah.
That's what they'll say.
I think Nina's like one of the only, because Nina plays hardball. Like Bernie, here's the thing: he lost to Joe Biden when he could have won if he played hardball. If Bernie went out in one of the last two debates and said, "Hey, do you want a repeat of 2016? Because that's what you're going to get with Joe. He's Hillary Clinton 2.0. He's corrupt. He supported NAFTA. He supported the TPP. All this shit. He could have made Trump's arguments against Hillary, but against Joe,
Yeah, but
he would have won the
if he
primary.
did that, I don't know. I don't think he would have.
I
I
know he would have won the primary. Bernie was set up so well.
I,
Bernie won Nevada. He won the first three primaries. The first
I
three,
know,
yeah, caucuses, right?
but yeah, I think the first was a caucus and the other two were primaries,
I don't know. I'm not sure
or maybe.
with terminology.
All right, I don't know.
But Nina would actually attack
I'm
Joe
not.
in
I
that
don't care
situation.
again until 2024. I
Yeah.
can't handle another presidential election yet.
Nina would have actually attacked Joe in that situation. Nina fucking goes hard. She doesn't pull punches. And she has Bernie's base.
I don't. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that because if Bernie had gone that hard and then ended up still losing, and Joe was running against Trump, I don't know. I mean, I still think Joe would have beaten Trump. I don't know. I want Bernie to be president right now,
I know, I
but
do too.
what are you gonna do?
I just hate that Joe. I heard that he was considering a Republican for for one of his cabinet positions, and it's like,
You
Joe, like what the fuck, man?
know, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I just want health care, man. I just want health care.
Yeah, for everybody,
Also, free college could
even
have
the
been done with like any of the military budget expansions over Trump under Trump's administration. So like his first
yeah.
military budget expansion was like $80 billion. Free college for like a year would have been 60 billion.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, we have the money. They just don't want to use it for the people. I mean, Medicare for all costs less than the current system.
Yep. But waiting lines, death panels.
Yeah, like we have right now.
Yeah. Yep. People are dying because they can't get the healthcare they need because they can't afford it. So it's
Yep.
people are dying because they can't afford insulin. They have to ration
Yeah.
insulin and they fucking die.
In the richest country on the planet.
Yep.
The
Also,
richest country on the flat planet.
a study came out. I'm not sure where the study is from, but recently it came out showing that trickle down economics doesn't actually work. None of the money uh, saved by corporate tax cuts or tax cuts for the rich actually trickles down to the lower class. It just goes into them
No,
hoarding money.
exactly. They hoard it either here or offshore somewhere.
Yep.
And they just pass it down, and then their kids hoard it, and then they pass it down, and then their kids hoard it.
Did you hear that
It's
Jeff
like,
Bezos is on track to become the world's first trillionaire? And it's like, bitch, I will commit a fucking crime.
yeah, see, I don't support the death penalty, but I do want to guillotine some billionaires.
Yep.
I'll make an exception.
Just imagine this.
I want
Jeff
Bezos's
Bezos.
bald head rolling down not Central Park, Times Square.
I don't know, Park Avenue, something like that.
I don't know, one of those rich people streets. Where's the New York Stock Exchange? Roll
Imagine,
his head down the.
yeah, down Wall Street.
Yeah.
Imagine this, Dave. I'm wearing all black except for this hat. All the power in Jeff Bezos' mansion shuts off, and then it lights up, and I'm there with a katana. It's like in fucking in what is it? Last Jedi when Darth Vader fucking shows up. It's just a
No,
dark
that's
room, and then
Rogue One.
that's Rogue One.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, it's just a dark room, dark hallway, and then with the red lightsaber. But
Hmm.
instead, it's my fucking hat.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
He knows he's fucked, Dave. He knows he's fucked.
Hmm.
Jeff Bezos, I'm coming for you. Give a WWF promo.
What's up, brother? I'm coming for you.
Listen here, Bezos. I'm coming
Knock
for
your
you.
stuff over back here.
Oh.
Damn, I wish I had a microphone. I just have my AirPod. I could pull that out.
Have you seen the people on TikTok who have like the auxiliary microphone where it's like the little fucking pinchy one? Where they hold them in
Oh,
like two fingers?
the lavalier mic.
They look stupid.
I want one. You can like clip it right on your shirt.
No, but there's one that's like, they're actually shaped like regular microphones.
Oh,
Them
no,
like
I have
this,
not
but
seen that.
they're like miniature. They're like an inch long.
Why?
Because aesthetics. I don't know.
Oh, one of those young people things that I just don't get.
I don't get some of the like big TikTokers, like why they're big. Like I don't want to be like the they're famous for no reason, but like
Hmm.
I don't understand the appeal of them. That's just me. That's me. I'm
Yeah,
old. I admit that I'm
no,
the
that's
oldest
fair.
of Gen Z.
Sometimes I sound like a boomer, and I gotta be like, but it's not like, I don't ever attack people. I'm just like, I don't get it.
Yeah, well, I see videos of people with millions of followers on TikTok, and they're like doing these dances, and I'm like, these dances
Yeah,
aren't even
it's
good
all the
though.
same dance too.
They aren't
It's
even
just
good
like,
dances. Yeah,
I don't know. It's like
and
a three-step lame choreographed dance, and they all do the same exact dance. It's
some
the
of them,
same video made by 100 million different 12-year-olds, and I don't get it.
well, some of
They
them
all
I
have
understand.
like a
Like some people on
billion views.
TikTok are big, but they're thirst
Some people
traps.
are really good.
But they're thirst traps. They
Oh yeah,
dance, but like they'll have fucking like a bikini on or like a lot of cleavage, and it's like clear
yeah. I
thirst
don't like
trapping.
that. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it on TikTok because TikTok is like for 12-year-olds and like children.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like people who do that usually put like 18 plus in their bio, so I'm like, at least they're trying.
That doesn't do anything.
I know, but it's whatever.
It's not like you have to sign in.
I know, but it's
That
whatever.
always like on porn websites. It's like 18 and up. Yes or no? Yes.
Yeah, I'm a 12-year-old me. Yes.
Yeah. They'll never know.
Yeah, 18 and up. Fucking a cat. Yes, a cat clicking yes. It's
Yeah, I don't understand TikTok really.
yeah.
I made one video.
I understand the appeal of it because it is like Vine in certain aspects, and there are a lot of creative people on it who create fucking just really funny skits
There
or
are.
just make
Yeah.
interesting stuff. As well as like the community
I
behind it
just
is also pretty cool.
like the videos aren't long enough though.
Yeah, I hate people who make videos about something where it's like, I'm gonna try and make every flavor of ice cream in one milkshake, and then it's like, they put all the ice cream in a cup, and time runs out, and like for part two, and it's go fuck yourself. I don't want to.
Oh, yeah. No. I don't ever even watch TikTok. It's I don't know. It's
It
too like fast paced and ADHD for me. It hurts my brain.
well,
Makes me feel old.
that's life at the moment. That's literally life at the moment because of well, just because of the internet. That's what happened. Everyone's now wanting short music. In fact,
Not me.
I can explain this. A lot of the highest streamed songs nowadays are really short songs. Like some are under even 2 minutes. And that's actually what I've been doing with my music lately too. Is I've been shortening up my songs. I've been writing really
Really?
short songs. Yeah, under 2 minute songs.
My favorite length for a song is like 5 to 7 minutes.
I like those songs, especially by Black Sabbath, when they're like 9 minute fucking Sabbath
I
songs.
like a nice 20-minute song too.
But like, I understand why people aren't gonna listen to it. They want a verse, chorus, chorus, end.
I don't like that. I don't think that's good for the music industry.
The music industry evolves. It's all. It could be like that.
25 years from now, if we keep going down that road and here I go sounding like a boomer, music is just going to be like one note.
Like that.
I didn't actually hear any notes, but
Oh, you,
applause. See, it's going to progress so far that music is just going to be silence.
nah. Here's what I don't
Yeah,
understand about music. I hate. I mean, I don't want to like gatekeeper be fucking one of those people that's like it's not real art. I don't understand like electronic music, like music that has zero actual instruments in it, where it's just more
uh,
pre-programmed samples into a song. I don't like those. That's not my cup of tea because you can't feel the humanity in it.
I mean, a human or arranged it, put it together.
Yes, but
Or are
the
you talking about like AI created music? Because
no,
there is some of that.
I mean like samples. So like in most like EDM music, it's not like no one's actually there with the drum kick or like a kick drum and a snare, and they're not making these
Right.
sounds and then editing them and mixing them themselves. It's all this packaged sample in Pro Tools that they just arrange in a certain way. It's no one is actually
Yeah.
playing the instruments who made that song. It's just yeah.
Yeah. It's not my favorite. I like it once in a while, but I definitely prefer, like, I think my favorite kind of music, especially right now, is like an indie singer songwriter,
Yeah. I
like
like
Phoebe Bridgers. She's amazing. I'm
I
in love
like
with her.
simplistic things. Like what I've noticed is a lot of people nowadays are like, "Oh, you like stand-up comedy even though blah blah blah." Like they're shitty about liking stand-up or vehemently against stand-up comedy as an art form.
Why?
I don't know why it's become cool to hate on stand-up. It's
I've
also
never
be
met anybody like that.
it's also become cool to kind of just attack dark humor and label it as either racist or homophobic or some sort of hate sort of thing. But I think having like dark humor when done well is very therapeutic to people listening to it. Um,
Hmm.
just because when you're able to laugh about something bad happening, like it's not that bad anymore.
Yeah. A lot of people use comedy that way.
But a lot of people are nowadays sort of like they'll say instead of laughing, how do I put this? Instead of laughing at like a racist joke, which is very like overtly racist, because one of the things in humor, one of the things you do in humor to get like a laugh is to blow things up to humorous proportions. So you could be
Hmm.
really, really racist in a joke and not actually mean it, but the joke is that it's so fucking blatantly, overtly, over the top racist that it's funny. It makes
Yeah, I
it
think
brings
it
racism.
depends on
It brings
how it's.
racism down. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Continue.
It brings racism down to the level where you could just laugh at it because it's a stupid ideology. Like racism is stupid. We should all laugh at it.
Hmm. Yeah, it's illogical. Makes no sense. I think I agree, but I think it's a really fine line, and a lot of comedians do it well, and a lot of them do it poorly. And I think if the joke lands, and if it is making fun of racism, then it's awesome. If it like is kind of laughing with it, then it's not great, obviously. But
Yeah,
like sometimes the comedian doesn't even mean it to be laughing with it, but it just it doesn't land, you know?
yeah. I mean,
It takes a lot of skill to make something like that work.
yeah, but comedically, like good jokes that land and bad jokes that bomb come from the same place. It's all trial and error. So if someone sees a racist joke that bombs, it shouldn't be taken as, oh well, clearly this person believes it, or clearly like there's a problem here. The
Yeah, I
All it
think
should
it
be taken
depends on
as
the joke.
I think it should all just be taken as their jokes. Like even if it fucking bombs, it's an attempt at humor. It's not truthful. Like humor is
Yeah, but
hardly ever
there can be
truthful.
harmful attempts at humor.
I don't think there can be because humor itself, just attempting humor in
Really.
itself.
You don't think there can be like legitimately offensive things that were meant as jokes?
Mm, Not in stand up.
I heavily disagree.
I could see someone like bullying someone and making jokes at someone's expense in like an office setting or in a school setting, how that would be inappropriate. But in like stand up, I think we have to allow anything just because as an art form, as an artist, I think we have to really not censor any art whatsoever.
I disagree. um, yeah, I don't know. Because like I don't think it should just be completely like Wild West, do whatever you want, say whatever you want.
I think it should be.
So, but like if somebody is like genuinely trying to be offensive and masking it as a joke,
We gotta
what
let it happen. Because if they're trying to
let
genuinely
it
be
happen where
offensive,
though? Like what do you mean? Why do we have to give them airtime? What do you mean you got to let it happen?
would they have to be allowed to make that joke? Because if we say, all right, well, you're not allowed to make that joke, what is uh,
Well, I mean,
what
nobody's like covering their mouth and saying you can't literally speak, but like you don't have to give them 5 minutes of time at your club.
I mean, well, that's up to club owners at that point, but like that's a little bit different too. Like that's kind of a weird business thing where comedy club owners will
That's
all.
censorship.
Mm, what if I said the Smiths? They have a song called "Asleep." It's about wanting to die, and it's sung very sweetly. What if someone went, "Hey, this song, it's sung too sweetly, and it makes light of the fact of wanting to die. It makes light of the situation of wanting to die. We should never, they should never be able to play that. You know, like what?
Well, that's entirely different.
How so though? Like
I
in
think because that's a valid expression of emotions and feelings. And I think somebody like taping their eyes back and like doing a extremely racist Chinese accent as comedy is it doesn't need to be given time, you know? Like they can do it, they can record it and put it on the internet. But like I don't know. I think it's not comedy.
I mean, I would rather those types of people be out in the open, so like we can then laugh at them being idiots and being fucking just horrible people, than have them like just go on and like have this weird underground following of look at me being censored. I'm oppressed, man, because that's how you get Ben Shapiro's in the world when they're like, look at how oppressed I am. Ah,
They'll always say that. They already have all the power and they cry about being oppressed. They're grifters and bad faith actors. They will always be evil, no matter what.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I just as an artist want to. I don't. I don't want to censor anyone, even if they're like using art in bad faith. Um, I think it has to
So
just
like
be
if
out
somebody
there.
just straight up made Nazi propaganda and like bought airtime on public access, they should be able to play that.
Yeah, I think
Like
the answer to
a whole 2 hour film about like how the Holocaust never happened and Nazis are awesome. That
yeah,
should be allowed.
yes, I think the answer
Oh,
to
I
hate
disagree.
speech is more speech. We need bad people out in the spotlight
Not
where we
more
could see
hate
them.
speech.
No, the answer to hate speech is more speech. So what that means is we see these hateful, gross people out in the spotlight, and then we could rebut everything they're saying, and people see how stupid what they're
Yeah.
saying actually
Or
is.
people could go, huh, they make a lot of sense. And then Nazi Germany happens.
Well, no, what they could do is they can go, huh, that makes a lot of sense. But then rational people come along and say, hey, that doesn't make sense for X, Y, and Z. And then they go, huh, okay, never mind. You're right. That dude's an idiot.
When does that happen? If it's that easy, why did 74 million people vote for Donald Trump a second time?
Can't explain that,
Nobody talked to them rationally.
we could look at secular talk. Kyle Kalinske, uh, he's converted a lot
Yes, he's
of
fantastic.
yeah, he's converted a lot of Alex Jones viewers by debunking claims Alex Jones makes.
But he's not debunked more Alex Jones viewers. The amount of them is such a minority. I'm happy that some of them changed, but it's not the majority of his audience.
Eventually, it can get there though. I mean, the number's only going up as far as people who are being
Right.
deconverted from Alex Jones.
And I think that's been helped by Alex Jones not having a platform.
He does still have a
If
platform.
he had
He has his own
way
website and
less
his
though.
own apps, though.
Yeah, but he's not allowed on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter.
Yeah,
If he
but
was freely allowed on there, he would have so much more of an audience. And
yeah,
I'm not
but
even necessarily saying he shouldn't be, like, but I don't know. I think there should be some level of censorship.
I'm not saying there never should be censorship. There should be in terms of like threats of violence and like there shouldn't be threats of violence if you're exposing like personal information, like if you leak someone's address or if you leak a person's nudes or whatever, like a girlfriend's nudes. Revenge porn and things like that shouldn't be allowed. um but as far as just being a shitty person and saying shitty things and having shitty ideology, I think it should be allowed to happen. And then people who don't have your
Yeah.
ideology should be able to rebut your shitty ideology. And then
I sort of agree to a point.
Yeah, so like Nazis, I don't want them underground and hidden away. I want them out in the spotlight where I could see him. I want fucking David Duke out in the spotlight where I could see him. Because otherwise, he's holding some weird rally in fucking Indiana somewhere with fucking 500 people that no one knows about. And he's riling up a group of 500 people to do some crazy, wild shit. I'd rather have that
Yeah,
man
but
out
if
in the
he has a
spotlight where I could
TV
see him.
show, he's going to be riling up way more people than 500.
Less than you think. Less than you think, though.
If he,
Like,
first of all, I don't even think he's got 500 because like
I know, I'm just
he's
making up
kind of
numbers, but
irrelevant. Even to racists at this point, he's irrelevant. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's all complicated.
I just think if someone's preaching racism and hatred, then we need people out here preaching anti-racism and love.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Peace and love. And Dave.
And Dave. Yeah. Ah. So, this was that
I
was a good conversation.
that was good.
Yeah.
I don't want to go, but I think I probably should pretty soon.
Yeah.
I have
So
to get up early tomorrow.
yeah, you want to
And
wrap this up?
it's one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, uh Merry Christmas
I think
everyone. Oh, what's that?
yeah, Merry Christmas. That's right. I was just gonna say I think we got a good episode.
Yeah, it was a good episode. It was an hour and 35 minutes, so, you know,
Nice.
nice good length. Merry Christmas,
Right.
everyone. I
Merry
hope you
Christmas.
have.
Happy Hanukkah.
I think Hanukkah ended, didn't it? End like the 21st
I don't know.
or like
I'm
the
not actually
18th.
Jewish.
I don't know. Yeah, neither am
People
I.
have just always thought I was.
I think Kwanzaa
Actually,
starts like the
I
26th,
do.
maybe.
I am a little bit. I'm not like Jewish religion, but there's Jewish in my family somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'll count it.
I kind of want to celebrate Kwanzaa, but like I don't know how Kwanzaa works, and I don't know
I
like
don't know.
I know it involves people with fucking like black people, but I'm not sure what
There's some pretty cool outfits, I
ethnicity
think,
of
too,
black
right?
people.
I
What
don't know.
is
There's
it
like
like?
some pretty cool outfits, right?
Yeah, I'd wear them, sure. Anyway, happy holidays to you all.
That's right. Happy birthday to all you Christmas birthdays. I know you get overlooked. I
Yep,
see you.
I
You are
see you,
valid. You're
Jesus.
loved.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good fright. Okay. All right. See you guys. It's been fun. Have a happy holiday and maybe a good new year. I don't know if we'll do a fucking new year podcast, but we should. Bye.
Yeah, we should.